Okay, let's get it straight to the point. I wish my phone wasn't in the way. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this. This is to remove the intake manifold. We're gonna remove that screw there. Then we're gonna do all of the plugs that looks like they're in the vicinity or hooked up to anything in the intake manifold. That plug, that plug, that plug, and we're gonna remove that hose. Then under this plug, because I didn't show it, where my finger is, if you run down that plug, you're gonna see another plug that is into the intake manifold. And also, if you look by the alternator in the power steering fluid reservoir, there's gonna be another plug also. You're gonna have to remove those. Once you remove those, everything else is just like a cakewalk. It's very, very easy. You come to this side, you're gonna remove these hoses. You got a hose here. You got the EGR, which is held on by 2/8, and then you got that hose right behind it. Remove those, and then remove these 10 millimeter bolts. There's 7 of them that hold the intake manifold. And then your intake manifold is gonna be completely loose, but it won't come up because there's still 2 bracket screws. It's held down by a bracket. And here's where the bracket is. Excuse the lighting, man. Right there, you got a bracket. It's 13 millimeter bolts. You're gonna take the 13 millimeter bolts off of that one and take the 13 millimeter bolts off of that one, and then your intake manifold will come right up. Now me, I was doing valve cover gaskets. So I removed the coils. They're held down by 10 millimeters and unplugged the plugs. And then I pulled up the little clamps that's just holding the wires in place. Yeah, that, you just pull those up or pry them with something. Now there's 2 screws that's gonna be hard to get to. The 2 corner screws on this side. So what I did is I removed the oil filler neck, and then there's a bar right there. You see that metal bar that I pointed to? That bar is to the power steering pump. I put something in between there, and I just pushed it back so I was able to view. I bent it so I was able to view that screw down there, and then I sent the 1/4 extension with an 8 millimeter and took the bolt out. And then to get to this screw on this side, as you can see the alternator, I disconnected the screw in the plug, and then I took off the 3 bolts that holds the back on. Those 3 right there, 3 nuts. Pulled the backing off of there, and then I was able to get that 8 millimeter bolt in there with the 1/4 extension and the 8 millimeter, and it went right in there and loosened it. And then I was able to get the valve cover right up. Piece of cake. Forgot to mention real fast, if you're removing valve covers, that bracket, bend it with your hand. Just bend it towards the front of the vehicle. It's that easy. With your hand, you can push bend it. Bend both of them so you have room to clear the valve cover. Now, sometimes when you are trying to put the gasket on and it doesn't want to stay, what I like to do is I'll get some grease, some Vaseline or something, and I'll put it all in there, all down inside where the valve cover sits, and it helps hold it. Don't put the grease on the valve cover gasket itself, but put it on the valve cover where the valve cover gasket will sit. Smother it with like some type of grease, and then when you put that valve cover gasket on there, usually it will hold the valve cover gasket in place. That's just a hack that I learned back in the days from my OG. I didn't really show how to do the back one or show too much on doing the front one, except how to get to those front 2 bolts, because this is a very easy job. If you are DIY type of person, you'll get right through it. Yeah, and after you're done with that, it's as simple as putting everything back together, whether it's your valve cover gasket or the intake manifold. Just go in reverse, man. It's a real easy job. You can do it. Now here we're changing the Purge solenoid. So you see that right there? I'm gonna point to it. That's the Purge solenoid right there. And to get to that, it's real easy. You're gonna have to remove the horn, It has a 10mm bolt there. Unplug the horn, and then wiggle that. Like you're gonna have to just like wiggle it back and forth, or up and down, until you find out how the horn comes out. Once the horn comes out, this is how your thing is gonna look. This is how you get it out. You see how you push that tab there? That tab is in the back. You're gonna push that tab and go, not the way that you see me push, you're gonna go back. You're gonna pull it towards, like if you're facing the vehicle and you pressing that tab, you're not gonna slide it to the right. You're gonna pull it to the left, and then it's gonna release the valve and the solenoid. And then you just unplug it, take the hose off, and then the bottom hose, it has a clamp, a two-sided clamp. You're just gonna squeeze in the clamp and pull that bottom hose off, and then it's just replaced. Everything back the opposite way, man. This is a small, easy video because this is a real easy job, and the level is like a 3 out of 10 being the most difficult. This is like a 3 or 4. So yeah, you can get it done, man. If this precise, straight to the point video helped you in any way, drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel, man. Show some love. Peace and love. I'm out.